Our family made the trek from Manila to Pampanga for a day on the airfield and in the sky with the local flying club. But we couldn't come all this way and not head back out for another food tour in the spot known as the Culinary Capital of the Philippines. So we reached out to some local friends to show us the top midday sights and bites, and they dug up some delicious new dishes and a few variations on delicacies we thought we knew already. Which flavor will earn our favor? We're about to find out. Ooh, this is gonna be some good sisig.
Yum!
If this is your first episode with us, you should know that our American family has been exploring the world constantly since 2020 and documenting those travels on our Always Be Changing channel. We visited countless countries on all 7 continents, and at the start of 2024, we set up a second home in Metro Manila and launched this second channel to share our incredible adventures across the 7,000 islands of the Philippines.
We love food tours and food experiences, so when we knew we were coming to Pampanga, the culinary capital of the Philippines, we had to do some food experiences, and we are lucky enough to be hooked up with some friends here. This is Alicia and Errol.
Hello, hi.
We met them through the connection with the Pusong Pinoy Awards that we went to. Phil and I attended a few months ago. So they have offered to take us around and show us some food experiences.
Those awards are put on by the BCYF Foundation, and Antonio Yap, or Tony Yap as we get to call him, really heads that thing up at this point, and his whole family is from this area. And he said after the award ceremony, if you're ever gonna be up in Pampanga, please let me know, because I would love to make sure that you see everything that you need to see. And that's why we're getting to spend this day with Errol and with Alicia. And I'm so excited because frankly, we're a little bit hungry and we're definitely feeling very adventurous about the food scene here. Can't wait to get out. So we're gonna hop in our car and head up.
One of the standout things when you visit the Philippines is the hospitality, and everywhere we look, there are people who are willing to show us around, help us out, and we get to know the culture a lot better every time, no matter how many times we visit the Philippines. We're starting off with the most popular dish in Pampanga because it originated in this area. It is the very famous sisig, and we're starting at the original aling lusing that claims to be the original invention of that dish.
The last time we did a Pampanga food crawl was at night, and it's a very hustling, bustling scene here. But today we wanted to see what the daytime food scene was like, so we're experimenting a little bit. But when we were here before, we went to another location for the same restaurant, the Sisig Queen's establishment, but it wasn't the original.
What he wants, that's what he likes. That's the isaw.
And over here, there's a big pan of chicken intestines, and they're making isaw.
Can you eat?
Oh,
Just one, probably.
Just one.
Yeah, because
Just one.
we have other food we're eating, so
You
just
want one?
Yes, please.
Okay. Ini nga, Lu.
Brooklyn loves it too, so they are gonna grill up some chicken intestines for the kids. Their favorite Filipino street food, isaw.
Well, one thing about doing this during the day is we've actually beat their schedule by a little bit. So the sisig's not gonna be ready until 11 a.m., which is about an hour and 15 minutes from now. So we're gonna head down the block and check out something else and then come back just in time for the freshest sisig possible.
We can't leave without our isaw. It's very, very hot, though.
You wanna give Brooklyn one?
Yes.
They just grilled it.
Yeah.
It's hot.
Take one. Very hot.
Woo! Tastes good?
Oh, yeah. What's that sauce on it?
I think it's ketchup. Barbecue sauce. You want it?
I saw them making it, and they're both right because it's a heavy ketchup base, and I saw them pouring some vinegar in it. I'm sure there are other ingredients like sugar to make it more like a barbecue sauce. Next to where they made the kids' isaw is a crate full of pig face. That's the main ingredient for sisig.
Hey travel lovers, ever sit through our videos and think, dang, I want to go there with them? Well, now you totally can. Our new abctrips.com is leveling up your travel strategy in 4 awesome new ways. First, you can join our fam on epic group trips throughout the year. Yep, pack your bags and tag along with us. Whether we're exploring the shores of Antarctica, sailing the Nile in luxury, or snorkeling with penguins through the Galapagos, consider yourself officially invited. Or maybe you prefer flying solo or with your own crew. No worries. Check out our open date trip packages. Book whenever, adventure wherever, your pace, your vibe, our awesome itineraries. But if you're after something ultra custom, we got you. Lean on our years of globe-trotting know-how and we'll whip up a trip that's 100% you. No cookie cutter vacays. And finally, if scoring epic travel deals is your jam, then our Deals Club is your new BFF. Each Saturday, we'll drop a fresh batch of hand-picked travel promos straight to your inbox, including hush-hush rates that are literally so good that we're prohibited from publishing them online. Joining the club is totally free, but the savings are priceless. Cruise on over to abctrips.com to get the full skinny and to start planning your next dream adventure. We're in an area of town right now that is called the Nepo Center. There's a Nepo Quad that's just down the road here. And we're in a little stalls area right now that is called Totobits. And luckily we've got one street food stall that's open right now and a lot of really good looking stuff. Some of which we've had before, a lot that we have not. I see Quack Quack. It says they have day old, 1 day old. So I guess that's day old chick, which we have had before and probably will be having again soon. And then a lot of other fried stuff. Fried calamares, other quail egg, vegetables. We got fried shomai. And then they've got squid balls and fish balls. And honestly, it all looks so good. I think we're going to try them. There's one thing in particular over here I think Erin has her eye on.
I haven't seen this yet in the Philippines, and I've got to try it because one, it's new, and two, it's spicy. It's called Dynamite, and it looks like a jalapeno or serrano that's wrapped in something. We're gonna have to learn what it is. What is this paper? Is that rice paper or flour paper?
Flour, I think. It's just a mixture of that.
What kind of pepper is that?
We call that siling pangsigang, but it's like, it's mostly used in paksiw in some Filipino dishes, but it's not that hot. It's not that hot. You can actually eat it on its own.
Yeah. Errol tells us it's a hot pepper that's wrapped in lumpia wrapper.
Yes.
Thank you.
Where's my skewer?
You put some sauce if you like.
Thank you.
And there's a sauce. Would you like
You want
to have
sauce?
some?
Of any kind?
One of vinegar.
Alright, we'll try it. I think it might be too hot, but.
I think you're right. Yeah, it might be really hot, so be careful.
That's really quack
Can you hold that, baby?
Is actually quail egg dipped in this orange batter and fried.
It's really hot. And they put a pink mayonnaise down at the bottom. So is it mixed with ketchup, maybe? Mayonnaise mixed with ketchup? Ooh, it's so hot to touch. It's got to cool down quite a bit. It's pretty hot, but I didn't get any of that pepper yet. It's just the wrapper at the bottom. I didn't get pepper in this one. Very hot temperature-wise, but the pepper itself, not terribly hot. It's really good. I like the crispiness on the outside. It tastes pretty fresh. I love lumpia wrapper.
Now we're literally across the street from the Nepo Quad, and this is a place called Susie's Cuisine, which you've probably heard of before because it's pretty famous. Also has a bit of an unfortunate location for the sign behind all the spaghetti wires. But this is known as some of the best Pampangan food in the area. So chock full of native delicacies, and we're gonna head and get maybe a little bit of a sweeter treat than what we just tried.
These are Sylvanias, and they have assorted flavors here. So Brooklyn, I think, is eating the plain. There's chocolate, there's red velvet, and we're gonna have to take a original. This is the original here.
I don't know if it's like caramel or something. It's just the original Sylvanas flavor.
Which one are you gonna pick?
Chocolate, of course. Now, Sylvanas are more like ice cream cookies, I would say. So you keep them in the freezer, and then they have this shell around them. And if you let the Sylvanas thaw, then it turns into like this ice cream and super creamy and it'll melt. It's super hard to hold.
Phil and Colt first discovered these on their first trip to Dumaguete. Their friend gave them some, and this is the only other time I think we've come across them before. So it's mine and Brooklyn's really first time trying them.
It's not just sweet stuff they have here, so Erin and I are gonna try a couple of savory dishes. And the first one is a pancit palobo. Now Alice tells me I've got to stir this all together. You're supposed to have a hard-boiled egg in here. So we're gonna mix this together because that's what Alice says we need to do, but I'll tell you what else. She said to use some of the black pepper. So I'm gonna put some of that on there. Also have some fish sauce that we can use, especially if it needs a little more saltiness, but I'm gonna save that until I have it mixed and can taste to see what we need. So this is rice noodles, we've got chicharron, we've got the sauce itself. The sauce is the annatto seeds that are kind of sauteed, I think, until you get some of the oils out of there and some of the color. And then it's mixed with some shrimp broth, and that's where we get all this wonderful flavor and the additional color. And let's definitely put a little calamansi on top. It looks good, and honestly, maybe it's just because we came in here to get some sweet stuff for the kids, but the sauce looks like it's gonna be sweet to me, like it's some sort of orange mango kind of sauce. That's really good. The rice noodles pretty much taste like angel hair pasta to me. It's so thin and delicate, like an al dente kind of cook. It's so good. But the sauce is absolutely phenomenal. It's got a real good helping of seafood flavor to it. So I'm a big fan of that. And then when it comes to the textures, the chicharron gives it a really nice crunch compared to the relative softness of the noodles and sauce. Perfectly seasoned. I don't think we need any fish sauce. Oh wow, really good, love it.
We also got okoy, and that is made of papaya, which is sweet, yum, and shrimp, which is salty, yum. So I think that sounds like it should be a good combination. I wasn't expecting it to seem like it was stuffed, but that is papaya that's on the inside, and it's got a batter and deep fried. So I want to get a good piece because I've got to dip it in some vinegar. That's crazy, the papaya almost tastes like rice. Like it's not sweet at all. It has a really nice kind of melding texture to it. And the shrimp is really subtle as well. So the vinegar really shows through when you dip it in the vinegar. It's really good because I feel like it's really subtle flavors. And you can add as much vinegar as you want. But it's so crazy. The papaya doesn't taste sweet. I was expecting sweet and salty. They also have a ton of paso lubang. So if you want to grab some treats to bring home for your family or you're building, like we would probably want to do. Look, they have cashew ube cookies. They look really yummy, thin and wafer-like. A lot of peanut treats and cashews. Ton of cashew farms in the Philippines. Langua cookies, I don't know what those are, but a lot of goodies that you can get for your family. We're not going far, we're going across the street to Mila's Tokwa Baboy.
Everybody watching this probably already knows this, but tokwa means tofu and baboy, of course, means pig. So getting the two of those mixed together because that is what this place is known for.
We have a pretty garden patio that we're gonna sit at, but Mila's is famous. There are a lot of famous celebrities that'll come and stop by, and they have some photos of them on the walls inside. But it's actually a really cool morning, especially compared to yesterday, so it's pretty nice on the patio. They all come for two dishes. One, they do sisig here, but we're holding out for the original at Aling Lusing. And their second most popular dish is their namesake, their tokwa baboy. The tokwa part is tofu, and baboy is pork. But there is a giant aroma of celery, and I think it smells amazing, and it kind of melds all of the scents together. And I'm gonna mix this up and dig in. This is our spoon. I mean, it's huge. This is the only utensil we have, so we're going for it. I've got a little bit of everything in here. Some sauce from the bottom, a little pork, definitely tofu, the celery, and some onion. I think it's great. It's super interesting because the tofu, which you might think is gonna be soft, it actually is more firm than the pork. The pork is maybe from the pig's face or skin or ear. Do you know what part of the pork it is? The cheek! Because the pork is really soft. So you got softness from the pork and a little bit of toughness in the tofu. And the sauce at the bottom is very salty. maybe like a soy sauce, fish sauce kind of sauce.
So this is just one piece right here of baboy. Nothing but baboy. A range of textures in that, because there's the part that Aaron was talking about that's really soft, but then I get some stuff that's kind of like, you know, tendony or connective tissue, where it's like biting through a raw onion a little bit. Celery. You can tell just when you poke the tofu that it's going to be really firm. Oh yeah. Well, it tastes like it's been cooked, maybe fried a little bit, because the outside is somewhat crispy. And it is on the drier side for tofu, but not in a bad way. Because when it comes to tofu, I'm definitely much more of a fan of something that makes it crispy and feel more like an animal protein than having the spongy kind of softness that you often get. So yeah, I think as far as flavor, I think that the pork is probably going to come out on top. But as far as texture, I really like the tofu more.
Our hosts, Alice and Errol, they are not trying all these foods with us because they're holding out for that sisig at Aling Lusing. And it's about time for us to go back for that sisig.
That wonderful smoke smell is coming in from the barbecue outside. I don't know if everybody does it this way, but they're clearly just taking that pork face and grilling it, and it's getting such an incredible char and flavor to it. Woo, this is gonna be some good sisig.
Yum.
As you can see, we ordered sizzling sisig. Now, sisig means sour. So this is pig face mixed with some sour ingredients. Got some calamansi and this pepper as a garnish on top. And I read that sisig was originally created to cure hangovers, which we don't have today. But I think that the history goes back much further than that. The first recording of somebody making sisig was by a friar in 1700s, because they think that this recipe goes back to the Spanish colonial period. And the Pampangas were really resourceful people, especially with cuisines, and they wanted to make as much food as they could out of one product or one animal, so they didn't want to waste the face, and they had to come up with something that would please everybody, especially the officers from the Spanish army. And of course, we have to have it with rice. I love sisig. Big fan ever since the first time we ever tried it. It is soft, yet it's like crispy from the sizzling oils, and you think that if you're cooking pig's face, the ears, the snout, that there might be some chewy tendons in there, and there's none in this. It's really soft and delicious. It's really so good. I think sisig is my favorite traditional Filipino dish.
This is definitely one dish that you want to have when it's as hot as possible. So if you've been watching our channel for a while, you know that we've been trying to either buy a boutique resort in the Philippines or create one from scratch. And one of our favorite ideas for what we're going to have there is a bit of a taco bar. I'm not going to go into all of the detail, but I can tell you that we want to have a Filipino spin on our taco bar. So tacos being very Mexican and something that Westerners really love, but having flavors that are a bit different. One of them, sisig tacos. What are the crunchy pieces, babe? Is that where it's sizzled to crunchy perfection? Oh, that's so good. That would make one great taco. Some of the other flavors, by the way, we're gonna do adobo chicken, lechon, because carnitas, which is a slow roasted pork, is one of my favorite flavors. And then of course you gotta wash it all down with a really good calamansi margarita.
Which then would make you hungover, and then you have to have sisig again. That's the cycle of life, huh? So Pampanga used to be called the food capital of the Philippines, but then it was changed to the cuisine capital of the Philippines, because there are just so many dishes here that originated and are perfected and really only sold in their original state in Pampanga. like the sisig, there are a lot of other provinces that have different variations of it. I know we've had different meats. We've had oyster sisig before, and they're all very good, but it's not uncommon to have egg or mayonnaise in the recipe. But in Pampanga, the original recipe doesn't have anything but pig face and some onion, calamansi, and a pepper. Aling listing really puts sisig on the map, and it's no mystery to us. That is the best sisig that we've had in the Philippines, or even in the US. We've had it there once as well. But let's head on out and see what else to discover in Pampanga.
Well, the kids have had a little bit of some sweet food today, but Aaron and I really haven't, so...
I'm not doing anything.
I know, Mom's always accusing you of things. You never do anything. So they brought us to a place called Rason, and this is known for their halo-halo and their palabok, but we're not gonna get the palabok, obviously. The halo-halo seems to be a very different style than the couple of other times that we've had it over the past 2.5 years, and it looks delicious. Could I please have 4 halo-halo?
4.9.
The 3 original sisters that started Raisons are Severina, Elena, and Virginia. That was in Guagua, which is far from here, and that was the original brick and mortar place where it all began. But Teresita is another sister who started the chain of restaurants. Or sorry, she wasn't a sister, she was a niece of the sisters, and so she started the chain in 2002.
So I don't know about you guys, but this to me is a very surprising and unique way to see a halo-halo. I'm used to the big ube ice cream on top and all the little gummies, the candied beans and everything like that. But here we basically have, by the way, I think Brooklyn's gonna try it first. So we've got the young coconut and maybe some coconut milk down below, and then some banana in a sugar syrup above that, and then the crushed ice and some evaporated milk. And then a couple of slices of flan on top. Coconut custard is sweet. It's kind of like
It's like milk that you chew.
We've had halo-halo maybe 2 other times, and one time we got in some trouble in the comments because we didn't mix it, and everyone said it means mix. But just like this one, it's so full to the top of the glass that it's hard to mix.
Tastes good.
I'm making some progress. Hard part is getting the coconut to come up from the bottom here. Okay, so that's the shaved ice with evaporated milk for the most part. Big chunks of, not big chunks of ice, big flakes of ice. And such a creamy flavor. And that's why there's signs over here say creamy halo-halo. I'm getting just a little bit of the banana. That sugar paste is so sweet, so good. Those banana bites are phenomenal. It is so sweet. I don't know if Aaron will like it because Aaron doesn't have quite the sweet tooth that the rest of us have. Oh, I totally forgot about the flan. And the flan is pretty much frozen on top, so it's not easy to poke through. I definitely think this is my favorite way to have halo-halo.
I feel like we're getting a good taste of so many classics that we've tried before, but getting more of the original intention that it has. Sorry, I'm sensitive teeth. I think that was a huge piece of banana. It was really good. And I like it all mixed up and melty because I have sensitive teeth. Ooh, and the coconut. I'm gonna be honest, I prefer this halo-halo version over the ubes and the gummies, and because like Phil said, I don't have the biggest sweet tooth, so this isn't quite as like so much sugar. It's still a lot of sugar. But it's just more like a sweet milk, some coconut, some banana. Really good.
This is the kind of dish that makes you want to just stop vlogging and just concentrate on eating. I'm gonna eat all of my flan semi-frozen from now on. That's gonna do it for this episode, but if there's one thing we've learned today, it's that we have to come back to Pampanga and do yet another food tour. And I think that we've already got our marching orders for a street food night tour next time. So hopefully that happens really soon. In the meantime, we want to offer a huge, huge thank you to Harold and to Alice for taking us out today, because holy cow, that was so efficient and so informative. Having experts locally, of course, always makes things a whole lot easier. And with good people like them driving you around, it just makes the entire process more fun.
We're heading back to Manila tomorrow with Jimwell Travel and Tours. They were sent to us by Guide to the Philippines. They're our Philippine travel partner, and you can book transportation like Jimwell Travel and Tours with them, but also you can do trip packages and activities and hotels and even flights. You can book your Philippine airline flights directly through Guide to the Philippines website. And we're gonna put a link in the description for Jimwell Travel and Tours and for Guide to the Philippines. But we hope that you follow us along. We've got more food we're gonna cover. We're doing some balut on our next episode. So please make sure to subscribe. And if you hit that notification bell, it will tell you whenever we have a new upload, so you won't miss anything. And I hope to see you in the next episode.
It's one of my favorite flavors. It's like I said, this place, because I couldn't remember Milas off the top of my head, so I was like, this one, hey, you, like that.